I'm going backpacking for the weekend. Go Rocks Wilderness. Supposed to fill out a permit, but there are none. It's only a cricket. So we're going in. Been walking for 5 miles now, and it's still raining. And I just ran into the snow. Figured I'd take a break. I'd come about another 2 miles, and we're probably about 4,000 foot elevation. And it's wet. I tell you, be ready for rain in Washington. Western Washington, whether it's summer, winter, whenever, be ready to be wet. Make sure you got dry, extra clothes with you, good shelter, and a place that's going to be warm to sleep, a good sleeping bag or something. But we're getting close. Tell you, soaked. Doesn't matter if you have rain gear or what, you're going to sweat inside, you're going to get wet. More snow. And you know this rain? It's almost snow. It's starting to come down in big old chunks. A little bit of white color to it. That's Mosquito Lake. It's like a little pond. I don't think there's any fish in it. I've tried before, but the snow just keeps getting deeper heading up. So I'm going to turn back around, go back where there's no snow. I don't feel like sleeping in an ice box tonight. And well, this is where I'm going to stay the night. Got some little hemlock trees here around. It gives a little bit of rain cover from up above. And a lot of building material around here, a lot of bark, a lot of branches down and trees down. Probably find some boughs that are down too. So we'll build a small shelter here. And it got colder up here. It's almost snowing a little bit, soaking wet. I had to stop, change clothes. I had to put my sweater on, gloves on, full out balaclava on. It got cold. My hands were getting numb. So it was time to stop, change clothes, dry out, and warm up. I was thinking about building a fire, but I'm warming up alright. So I'm going to start building our home for the night. Have some fun. This is the start of the shelter. I got the ridge pole. It was just a down tree, still solid wood, and cut it to length, drug it down, and stuck it up in the crotch of this tree where it had a sucker growing out the side. I added in a extra pole, lashed it at the junction just to make sure it didn't come down in case that sucker broke off. And I'm starting to collect chunks of bark, as big a pieces of bark as I can get. And I thought I'd show my favorite tool so far. It's a bark spud, just beveled the end, a good solid stick. Use it to pry up your bark and break it where you want it. There's a good shingle. This is my source for my bough bed. Looks like it fell down this winter. And even got some old man beard mixed in it. So we'll break off some branches, build up a bed, simple little bed, get us off the ground some. I'm going to call the shelter good for now. I don't think any rain's going to get in. Got a bough bed. It's only about 3 or 4 inches thick. Good enough for tonight, I think. the back side. I tried to put bark over all the cupped ends. This is my favorite kind of split wood fire. It's all dry and underneath this overhang. It's already shredded. I always look for those. Tree just went down. Yeah, you don't even need a knife until you want the fine curls. But you can just tear this stuff apart. Good dry firewood, real easy. So this is home. Got the fire going. Water heating for dinner. Got some clothes up drying. And sleeping bags out. I still got about 3 or 4 hours of daylight, so I'm going to gather some more firewood. Tonight we're having Mexican rice and chicken dinner and hot chocolate. So I'm probably going to grab a little more bark just to cover the foot end of the bed because my mat sticks out past the bark just a little bit. But the rest of it seems covered pretty well. So there's that sun. It looks like the ridge across from me has got all the clouds. Storming. I can't tell what's coming my way. I'm hoping nothing but sun. It's pretty. That's a big old blowdown. That's about, I'd say, 16 foot tall. The only thing I see blooming up here is little wood violets. That looks a lot like a bear track to me. You can see the toe prints. That's a big paw. There's mine next to it. It's bear tracks. Sun's starting to go down, so I'll show you the shelter one more time today. It's the back side. It's all just debris that was laying around. I got one little opening there. I got firewood stashed in here. My clothes are almost dry. I got this cotton t-shirt that takes a little longer. So we got some really good dry firewood stashed in the back behind my sleeping bag underneath that roof. I got that roof sticking out far enough to where I'm hoping it'll protect my backpack and some of that firewood I got stacked there. And I added in more bark to protect my foot area, so just my torso is exposed to the fire. And it seemed pretty dry in there. That fire burned for 2 hours and it warmed up the shelter pretty good. I'm not planning on keeping a fire all night. I always fall asleep and it goes out anyway, so. And I got a sleeping bag. I don't think it's gonna get that cold tonight. Fire for the night. It's dark. It's bedtime. It's morning. Slept good. We got gray skies. Got the fire going with some water heating up. Oatmeal and black tea for breakfast. It's dry in here. Got a roof, and we got them trees up above us. We've got a good fire. Tea and oatmeal. Yeah. Third day of summer. Fourth day of summer now. And it's snowing. Using the fire for a boot warmer now. I see a little patch of blue sky up there. It's a good sign. Yeah, it was a good night. That's my gator drying. The tree was just the right size. Been one easy morning. Breakfast in bed. Heat. I'm gonna have warm shoes.